Hello and welcome to the Sci-Fi Christian. I'm Matt Anderson.
I'm Bandy Bono.
And we are here today, Ben, to talk about the movie Thor. It has come out last week, so let's see, today is Thursday, so it's been out for 1 week.
Yeah, you saw it this last weekend. I saw it yesterday.
Yes, so...
In horrible 3D.
Oh no, you saw it in 3D?
I did.
Oh, I read a review, after I'd already seen the movie in 2D, that the 3D experience is actually worse than the 2D experience.
It was bad.
Oh, so no wonder. I already kind of know how you feel. So
No, my feelings on the movie don't relate at all to the 3D.
Good. Well, let's see. When I saw it, I was left with a feeling of enjoyable, but not amazing. So, should we give our ratings first, or should we give them at the end?
At the end.
Okay.
My take on the movie, it's not a bad movie, but it certainly isn't a good movie.
I actually, fairly, I think, compared it to the original Iron Man, because it's Marvel, and the Iron Man 1...
Watch where you're swinging that hammer, man.
Sorry. Iron Man 1 was so amazing. Thor was just okay. It actually, even though I did like it, I liked it, not loved it, I had a feeling, this is strange, because I know it's just a movie, but it left me feeling empty. Like there wasn't something there. Yeah,
there's a lot of issues with this movie. In fact, I liked it more than Iron Man 2, and I've shared on the Sci-Fi Christian podcast how I feel about Iron Man 2. I think it's a disaster. This is a better movie, but I kind of had a similar feeling where it's, again, that Marvel is more interested in setting up the Avengers than they are in actually telling a good individual story.
Interesting. Yes, I could definitely see that. There was obviously character development. We're assuming here that you've seen the movie. We're going to be spoiling this movie in this review, are we not?
Yeah, for sure.
At least minor spoilers, or if not major.
Pretty major.
I think they developed the Thor character very fast, though. I mean, they had to tell the story that probably in comic land was spread out over quite a while in 2 hours. So he went from total jerk to...
But it's not just the amount of time of the movie.
Yeah.
It's the scope of the movie. The movie could have been called Thor's Weekend Trip to New Mexico. We're supposed to... This is my main issue with the movie.
Yeah, you're right, because...
He spends 2 days in New Mexico, and he is transformed from a horrible, arrogant jerk to a wise and noble ruler, and falls in love with a woman that he's met for like 38 seconds.
Yeah. It was funny too, because Natalie Portman goes all googly-eyed for him instantly. So she was instantly into him.
Her character was completely wasted in this
movie.
movie.
Well, as an actress, she wasn't utilized in her Academy Award-winning goodness.
No. There was everything on Earth really felt very small. It felt very pointless, except for the S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. S.H.I.E.L.D. was cool, especially seeing Hawkeye.
Yes. Did you know that was going to happen?
I had heard about it way back when. I forgot about it. Then I remembered when I saw it in the theater.
Your story is the same as mine. I totally forgot when I saw mystery person reaching for the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was cool.
Actually, just the bow.
Yeah. Did he have an arrow?
Eventually.
So...
Yeah, like I said, good, but I didn't put it into the exact words you just said, but that makes sense. He was there for such a brief time, and in the original story, I'm sure that his development into a character who is, like you said, wise, not arrogant, that takes more than 2 days.
Yeah.
Living on Earth.
Well, and not only that, the scope of the movie... It wanted so bad to be epic, but the scope was so small. It wasn't just the amount of time he spent there. It was also things like the giant, menacing destroyer shows up on Earth and threatens a town of 200 people. That'll show him, you know?
But they were after Thor. That's where he was.
No, but it's like, it was so small that they're in this tiny little town in the middle of nowhere, and this is where the galactic battle between good and evil is taking place. And it's ridiculous. It was pointless.
Interesting. I didn't feel that strongly about that part because, the goal wasn't to destroy Midgard. It was to just get Thor.
Yeah, but part of the idea is Thor is also defending the Earth. He's learning to stand up for those who are threatened by these, and we've got this tiny little town of 200 people there.
I think we know that eventually in Thor he becomes sort of a protector of Earth, but I don't think he is considered a protector of Earth at this point in the story.
But that's meant to be his step towards that, is that now he's defending Earth from this menace that has come there. But it's like,
Yeah, I
who
guess
cares? There's
I guess
nobody
if they
there.
were defending New York City, that'd be a little bit different.
Exactly.
Okay.
It would have had a much bigger scale, grander scope. Everything just felt so small. Even Asgard, it was beautifully shot, but we saw hardly anything of it. The other place, Jotunheim. Yeah, we saw like one small part of this. It just, nothing felt very epic in the movie, even though it was really trying hard to be that way.
So, were you... I'll tell you this. I was pleasantly surprised with some of the humor at the beginning. Did you like some of that, or did that draw you out of the story?
I don't remember it being particularly funny one way or
What about when he got hit by a car twice?
Oh, that
was
didn't
funny.
bother me. I didn't find it that funny.
I thought there were some parts of the movie that were much more funny than I anticipated.
I really didn't find it to be amusing at all.
Interesting.
None of the humor bothered me. Like sometimes,
Okay.
we'll disagree and all the humor grates on me and
Yeah.
you like it. I just didn't find it funny.
Let me ask you this. We know the Avengers is coming out
Last
next...
time you're allowed to have a weapon here.
It's a hammer for Thor. So we know the Avengers are coming out next year, right?
Yes.
Did you feel like this was a good setup movie for the Avengers? Does it introduce you to Thor enough so that now I can enjoy him in the movie? Or would you have preferred if they just went straight to Avengers, give us these characters, tell mini backstories in that movie, and then see if we want to see a solo story?
No, I think the setup is good. Actually, I was more excited about the way they set up Loki than I was Thor.
Oh my gosh.
Loki was a much more interesting character.
You're completely right, because I don't know a lot about Thor in general in Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
I did not know Loki was actually a frost giant, or is that what they call him? Frost?
I guess.
Did you know that?
I had no idea.
So I think that's probably true to the Marvel story. I don't know why they would change it. So I had no idea. So that was a good surprise, and that actor was awesome.
Yep.
He was totally sympathetic.
Yep.
I thought the development of his character into an evil villain, that was probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah. That and the setup for Avengers with S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes. Do you know what that thing was in the suitcase? So this is big time spoiler. So at this point, if you don't want to know, don't listen. But after the credits, we see Samuel L. Jackson, who plays Nick Fury.
Yep.
And what does he have in a suitcase? Do you know what that is?
I have no idea.
It's the Cosmic Cube. The source of immense power. Maybe never-ending power.
Oh.
And I think the Cosmic Cube, spoiler alert, is also going to appear in Captain America in the past. And I think the Cosmic Cube, I think it's safe to say, is going to be appearing in the Avengers.
Sure. But this just kind of goes to my point, though. That, yeah, the setup for Avengers is really cool, but you have to make good movies along the way. They didn't do it here. They didn't do it with Iron Man 2.
So we're holding out hope for Captain America. That has to be good.
I hope so. I'm not overly optimistic right now, because it seems like they're more interested in the setup for next year than they are in actually making anything good along the way. And I find it very disappointing.
That's interesting. I thought Thor was okay, not spectacular.
Yes, it was...
Definitely better than Iron Man 2.
It was a great exercise in mediocrity.
Very, very interesting.
It was Thoring. Like boring, except for Thor at the beginning.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to say thrilling.
No, it was not.
Ben,
Thrilling.
Ben, I think it's time to tell everybody our official rating, 1 to 5. What would you give it?
I would give it a 2.5. I went into it expecting it to be about a 4.
Okay.
And was pretty disappointed.
I've never been super excited about Thor. I was more excited about the fact that it was a superhero movie, so I was expecting a 3. I gave it a 3.5.
Really?
Yeah. 3.5.
How can you justify a 3.5 rating given everything we just said?
I liked the...
Because he got hit by a car twice and you found that was funny and that gives it an extra half point?
I liked it. I didn't hate it. Like I said, it left me feeling like I wanted more. It left me feeling like it was okay. I put 3 as average. I put it a little bit above average, 3.5. You put it a little bit below average, 2.5.
Now, by comparison, what would you give Iron Man 2?
I haven't seen it since I was in the theater.
Me neither. Thank God.
I mean, average, maybe
2.5
to 3. You hated that. I did not hate it.
1.5.
Okay.
It was bad.
I'd have to watch it again to give it a nice, firm rating.
I'll never watch it again. And I'll never watch Thor again. Not because I hated it, but there's no point in ever revisiting this movie. Nothing happened. It was a waste of everything.
No, waste of time.
It was.
It was a setup for Avengers, which I know that you're excited about.
The setup for Avengers was like 10 minutes worth of the movie.
No, because we have to know who Thor is.
Okay, that's fair. And that part was okay, but just in terms of the story it was telling, it was a waste of time as an individual movie.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I can respect your opinion.
I'm tired of watching 2-hour trailers for Avengers. As excited as I am about the movie, and Joss Whedon, tell me a story. Don't just set up this movie you're making in the future.
This is the argument that I can agree with the most. That is what is happening. They're pushing forward so much towards Avengers that Iron Man 2 is the best example.
Yep.
Thor is a little bit less of an example, but still, they just want you to see Avengers in 2012.
I found it utterly Thor-gettable.
And I found it Thor-tastic. Not really, but
You didn't. Don't lie to our viewers.
I thought it was Thor cake.
Meaty Thor-ter?
Well, that's over here. I'm Matt with the Sci-Fi Christian. Signing off.